presentation of Fox Sports.
We are sports. We are Southeast.
From Washington, D.C., it's time for Braves baseball. For the final time here in the 2017 campaign, the Braves face the Nationals here at Nationals Park, where, by the way, they have a winning record head-to-head against the Nationals. We'll see what happens. 3 great pitching matchups in 3 games for the Braves and Nats. Chip and Joe, welcome back to the ballpark. A day off for the Braves yesterday, but Sunday, a celebratory day in 2 cities for 2 different reasons. The Braves won the game. The Washington Nationals, as a result, won the division. What a frenzied scene it was at SunTrust Park and, of course, here at Nats Park, too.
Had a tremendous number of people still in the crowd watching the game on the big screen, and you can see the Nationals were watching in their clubhouse. So it was celebration time all around for Nationals.
The Nationals have won the Eastern Division 4th time in the last 6 years. And believe it or not, their fans were actually doing the tomahawk chop, rooting for the Braves. So it's dogs chasing cats here in Washington, D.C. A great pitching matchup tonight. We've got Julio Teheran going for the Braves. Gio Gonzalez is pitching for Washington. And there's a lot on the line for this game with the division decided because Washington still has an awful lot to play for.
Absolutely they do. And watching that celebration, it's kind of like finding your old girlfriend a new date. Somehow it just doesn't work real well. But this pitching matchup tonight is a good one because Julio's been so hot. He's won his last 3 starts. His career numbers against Washington very good, and he's undefeated in his last 2 starts against them. But Gio Gonzalez is having a fabulous year. He's won 14 games. His last 8 maybe as good as anybody in baseball. However, his recent numbers against the Braves not good, so the Braves have that going for them. Dusty Baker wants to win these games and try to run down the Dodgers for the best record in the National League.
And the Braves would like nothing better than to spoil that run to the top of the National League record pile. We're going to step aside, take a peek at Deer Abbey, get you ready for first pitch and starting lineups. Game 1 of 3 with the Nationals here at Nationals Park on a perfect night for baseball. Gio Gonzalez versus Julio Teheran in Game 1 of this 3-game series. The Nationals have already clinched the National League Eastern Division title. They are trying to win the home field advantage throughout the National League portion of the playoffs. They're 3.5 games behind the LA Dodgers. And Gio Gonzalez, as you mentioned in pregame, is having an unbelievable run for Washington this year.
Yeah, let me get to his big numbers in a minute, but his last 5 against Atlanta have been ugly. A 361 opponent's average, including 2 starts this year with a 5.40 ERA. But on the year, 14-6 and the 3rd best ERA in baseball at 2.50. 31 years old, about to be 32, out of Hialeah, Florida.
And his first pitch of the night is right there, a strike for Ender Inciarte, the Braves leadoff man. Ender at 307 on the year, 11 homers. And that one swept well off the plate for an even count. Ender at 185 hits this year. Charlie Blackmon with 196 leads the National League. And Ender's had good luck against Washington. He's got 14 of those 185 hits against the National staff, and he's knocked in 6 of his 54 runs. And slapped out a play. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Gio's not going to overwhelm you, but everything he throws has some movement to it. His fastball's 88 to 90, throws across his body, has a good sinker normally and a good curveball. He also will mix in a change.
Here comes another 2-2. And Ender making him work a little overtime here to start the game.
Ender had a good homestand, hit .313 at SunTrust Park, and very good numbers on his splits.
Went through a stretch where they hardly ever saw a left-handed starting pitcher. That has certainly changed here in the second half. Braves are 14-13 against left-handed starters. As pitch number 8 is a little low. It's a full count. Ozzie Albies waits on deck as Gonzalez back to work. And a swing and a miss. That was a $12 million pitch, folks. With that out, Gio Gonzalez's contract vesting option kicks in for next season. He's got the first out on a strikeout of Ender Inciarte. And here's the rest of the Braves starting 9. Ozzie Albies, Freddie Freeman, 2nd and 3rd on the Toyota lineup card. Kemp, Markakis, Suzuki behind the plate. Camargo, Swanson, and Julio Teheran the lower 3rd. Ozzie Albies riding a 9-game hitting streak, 12 hits in that stretch for the Braves. Two hits, 2 walks on Sunday against the Marlins. Didn't get the fastball at 90 miles an hour. Gonzalez has been a model of consistency, 10 or more wins in 8 straight years. He's gunning for his 15th win this season and an amazing .250 earned run average.
Yeah, I guess it's pitching behind Scherzer and Strasburg that he kind of is the unheralded guy. He's also the only lefty, and a very valuable piece for them in the postseason.
Very, very consistent. Getting back to his days in Oakland. And now the 2-2 pitch is bounced up there. And we'll see another full count.
Originally drafted by the White Sox back in '04. He was a compensation pick at the end of the 1st round. 6 feet 205.
Smoked into left field. A base hit for Albies. Give him a 10-game streak. No chance for Rendon or Turner to get that hot smash. And Albies continues his sizzling work. A 1-out single to left.
High fastball. He threw several of them to Ender. Didn't get away with that one. Belt high.
So a man aboard for Freddie Freeman. Freddie's hit 3 of his 25 homers against the Nationals. And Gio delivers a strike. It's a special day for Freddie Freeman today. It's his birthday. "28 years young" is Freddie Freeman today. And the 0-1. He's taken low for an even count. Three-man shift on for Freeman, who has the whole left side of the infield to play with. He tried to go that way and fouled it back. It's now 1-2. Freddie has said publicly that he doesn't have a whole lot of strength in his top hand, his left hand. And that is manifested more so, he said, against left-handed pitchers. See what kind of pop he has tonight against Gio Gonzalez.
Especially if they pitch him inside.
Gonzalez ready with pitch number 20 here in the first inning. And that missed badly. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And again, trying to go upstairs. His fastball again is tops out at about 90 or 91, but with all the other off-speed stuff, it makes it look better. And I'm assuming he thinks he can get away upstairs with it because of that. Wieters, the catcher, decent numbers throwing out base stealers, 27%.
That's pulled foul in front of the Washington dugout. He's doing a good job of making Gonzalez rack up some pitches here in the first inning. Breaking ball. Freddie didn't chase it. 3-2.
Good eye on that one. Gonzalez wanted that.
So let's see what Brian Snitker does with Ozzie Albies. He's got a good lead. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Late break. Swing and a miss. Wieters throw. Short hops the bag at second. It's into center field. And backing up the play is Michael Taylor. Freeman's down on strikes. Albies steals second, and he stands there with 2 outs.
Well, they had him dead to rights at second base, but a bad throw from Wieters. He was even leaning back to first to make sure he didn't get picked off. A horrible short hop throw. That wasn't even a short hop. Didn't get to the dirt.
So give Albies his 3rd stolen base. He's in scoring position for Matt Kemp. $18 homers for Kemp, 3 of them against Washington, including one May 19th against Gio Gonzalez.
Matt was taking a lot of extra batting practice today in the cages on the soft toss. Appeared to be working on just trying to hit the ball into the right side of the cage, which would be the opposite field.
Daniel Murphy playing almost up the middle. Ryan Zimmerman, good 25 feet off the first base line at first. One ball, one strike. And Jerry Lane, the home plate umpire, grants time.
Got a left-handed hitter on deck. His splits pretty good either way. He's just allowing a .211 average against him all year long. But lefty's only a .189.
Smoked into left field, a base hit. Ozzy's going to score easily. Matt Kemp with a 2-out RBI puts Atlanta in front 1-0. So the stolen base pays off for the Braves. And a long inning continues for Gio Gonzalez. Braves won, Washington yet to hit.
First run he's given up in 2 starts. Fastball in. That was a short, quick swing that at times in recent days Matt's been going out around and he's been late on it. That extra BP paid off for him.
So that's his 59th RBI, and it brings up Nick Markakis. Nick at 282 for the year. Good start for the Braves. They manufacture a first inning run. Caught a corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. Gio Gonzalez has given up 53 runs this year, 16 of those 53 in the first inning. So get him early or you might not.
Last start, 5 innings, a 3-hit shutout ball against Miami.
And that's called a strike. It's 1-2. Kemp a very short lead at first. The pitch is cut on and missed. Gio Gonzalez struck out the side, but he gave up a run, 2 hits and a stolen base in the process. Julio Teheran has a lead. Top of the order up for Washington. Julio Teheran to the mound tonight. Joey's on perhaps his best roll of the season in rotation for Atlanta.
I would say that's accurate, Chip. 26 years old, 6'2", 205. He's won his last 3 starts in a row overall, and his last 2 against the Nationals with a 1.29 ERA, a sub-200 average against him. And that's after his previous 8 starts against them. He had a 6 ERA. His 4 keys to pitching success tonight: playoffs, Well, the Braves may not be in the playoffs, but you know the Nats are headed to the playoffs. This is like a playoff game, or should feel like one to him. Pitching against this ball club and rolling on the road. He is pitching outstanding and has been all year long on the road away from SunTrust Park. 13 starts. He's 7-2 with a 3.09 ERA.
So it's always good to take the mound with the lead. Let's see how he fares against Trey Turner, long a nemesis against Atlanta. Turner's 6 for his last 16 at the plate. And one of the many walking wounded for Dusty Baker this year. They're happy to have him back at shortstop and leading off. And that's out of play by Turner. No balls, 2 strikes. Trey Turner is a lifetime .404 hitter against the Braves. This is his 100th career at bat against Atlanta. He has 40 hits now in 100 tries, and Julio off to a good start. He struck him out. And the rest of the Washington lineup presented by Dusty Baker. Still no Jason Worth, still no Bryce Harper, but still no problem. They've won 88 and lost 55 games. Howie Kendrick, an acquisition in right. Murphy, Zimmerman, Rendon. Adam Lind gets the start in left. Taylor's had a super year in the outfield. Matt Wieters the catcher, and Gio Gonzalez hits ninth.
Mike Rizzo did a terrific job at the deadline, picking up key players and pieces that they needed, including Howie Kendrick and 3 new faces in their bullpen that have been dynamic. If you remember, earlier in the year, Washington might have run off and left everyone in the division earlier if they had had a decent bullpen.
Ground ball up the middle by Howie Kendrick, and that's the first Washington hit of the game. We heard Dusty Baker say it a couple of times, in fact against the Braves, that he said he needed help in his bullpen big time. Well, they finally got that help, getting Brandon Kinsler from Minnesota, Ryan Madsen and Sean Doolittle from Oakland, and all that trio has done is go 5-0 since coming over to Washington. And Doolittle 17 for 17 in saves. So here's Daniel Murphy. Another hot streak for Murphy, who's 4th in the league in hitting at .321. He's got 9 hits in his last 20 at bats.
That's a little unsettling if you're following that guy.
Got to keep an eye on Kendrick. He can run. He's got 12 steals. And Julio, as you know, an excellent pickoff move. 22 homers, 88 RBIs for the Washington second baseman Daniel Murphy. The pitch is stroked to center, and Ender can't find it. Now he does, and he's got it. And Kendrick back to first.
We've seen him do that before. Was it Bryce Harper that he got, by the way?
I think it might have been.
That was at Turner Field last year, maybe.
High sky and a lot of gray concrete looking out behind home plate. That's what the outfielders have to stare up into. But Kendrick didn't bite. Here's Ryan Zimmerman. Runner goes. Excellent jump. Suzuki's throw is going to be in time. He got him. Kendrick caught trying to steal second base on a great throw from Kurt Suzuki. And Washington is out in the first inning. The Braves maintain their 1-0 lead. at the plate continues for Atlanta. How about this throw to nail Howie Kendrick?
Boy, did Kurt come out of there firing and make a great throw. I didn't think he had any shot at all with the jump that Kendrick got. He went on Julio's first move. But a great throw and tag.
And Mr. Suzuki will lead off the second for the Braves. He's riding a 3-game hitting streak. 5 for 11 in that stretch. And batting .266 for the year. And he takes a strike. Kurt had a 3-hit game back in Atlanta on Saturday. Got on base 4 times. He was hit by a pitch. I think that just made him mad. And he scored a couple of runs in the Braves' 6-5 victory over Miami. That was the walk-off, bases-loaded walk game back at SunTrust Park.
What a series that was. 3 walk-offs in 4 days. And all varieties.
Adams hit the walk-off homer, the walk-off walk. And then Kurt Suzuki got the series off to a great start with a bullet down the left field line that scored Freddie Freeman in the 9th inning of game 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss.
Another one upstairs.
4 strikeouts for Gio Gonzalez. In fact, all 4 outs have come on a swinging strikeout.
Yeah, but what's the score say?
1-0.
Getting away with that upstairs so far, and that was a little out of the zone. Hard to catch up to.
Here's Camargo getting the start at third base for the Braves tonight, batting .302. And he is killing left-handed pitching. Johan at .391 against lefties with 3 of his 4 homers.
I love watching him play. Made a bad base running mistake the other day at home at a crucial time, but young players are prone to do that at times.
In the air toward left center field. That ball's going to get down and go to the fence. Boy, did that ball explode off his bat. Camargo loses the helmet and he stands at second with a 1-out double. If Michael Taylor can't catch it, it is really struck well.
Everybody's been telling us since we got here that Michael Taylor's playing as well as anybody in baseball in center field. That's not even counting his offense. That he's running everything down. That looked like almost like a cutter, but more of a slider right to the barrel. And you're right, Chip, that thing did take off once it left the infield. So keep an eye on Taylor in this series.
Dansby Swanson a chance to get Camargo in with 1 out. And up and away, ball 1. All Dansby has done since August 12th is hit .348 with a .460 on base percentage. He's added 38 points to his batting average. And that good work for the Braves shortstop is our Zaxby's indescribably good play.
31 games worth, .320 average. That's not just 3 games, that's 31 of them. Raised his average 28 points for right now. He did crack .240 when we were at home.
One ball, 1 strike. Murphy trying to keep Camargo close at second, and Dansby fouls it away. 1-2.
Take a look at these home road splits for Gio Gonzalez. At home, he's only 4-2, but check out the ERA. When we were here earlier in the season, Chip, they were telling us that with any luck at all, if the bullpen hadn't blown about a half dozen games, he would have 5 or 6 more wins, and he's got 14 as it is. He suffered more than any other starter with their bullpen woes.
1-2 count. And now 2 balls, 2 strikes. The fortunate thing for Washington was their lead was so big in the division they could really ride that bullpen issue until the deadline and then go get exactly what they wanted to. And the race been closer. Rizzo might have had to overpay earlier to hold the rest of the division at bay. 2-2 count. And a swing and a miss. Stansby can't move Camargo up. It's another swinging strikeout. All 5 outs on swings and misses so far.
Well, your choice in the game so far, if you're an Atlanta Brave, is either get a hit or strike out. Those are your options.
I like the first option.
Okay.
A lot better. I'm sure Julio feels the same way. He's knocked in 5 runs. He'll try to help himself with a hit here. And a good cut. Didn't get it. Strike 1.
Five RBIs for Julio. He helped himself here with his 6th.
One ball, 1 strike. There are only 2 National League clubs that have winning records against the Nationals in this ballpark this year. The Braves are one of them. That is a big time turnaround from previous seasons. Lead 1-0 tonight thanks to Matt Kemp's hit. Braves are 4-3 in Washington this year. They were an astounding 1-19 in the 2 previous years combined. So that is definitely trending in the right direction for the Braves, who have 2 more games here after tonight. The 1-2 pitch. Move him off the plate.
See, that looked like 1,000,000 miles an hour. Pitch before the curveball 74. Fastball down and in at 88.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Full count to Julio Teheran.
He's thrown a ton of curveballs already in 2 innings.
30 pitches in the first, 18 so far here in the second. And now the payoff. It's a called 3rd strike. Gio Gonzalez has 6 outs, all of them on strikeouts. 1-0 Atlanta. Ryan Zimmerman leads off next.
Outdoors, for all, for less.
The Braves lead the Nats 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. And we want to send our best wishes and prayers to those who have been affected by the recent hurricanes, and the Atlanta Braves definitely did their part, extending hospitality to all of the evacuees from all the different states evacuating from Hurricane Irma, giving out over 18,000 free tickets to those who had evacuated to Atlanta into any game at SunTrust Park. The Marlins also allowed their players to bring their families on their charter plane, and the Braves lined them up with tickets to the aquarium, to the World of Coca-Cola, to Six Flags. So Chip and Joe, you can't say enough about what the Braves did to help a lot of these people escape everything that they were going through at home.
Yeah, Kelsey, I don't want to speak for you, Joe. We're very proud, though, to represent the Atlanta Braves. I was never more proud of the Atlanta Braves for that gesture this past weekend.
It was so impressive that even the Today Show took a moment to point out what the Braves had done to try to help folks maybe take their mind off of it a little bit. I thought that was a great recognition, too, by a national network.
Ryan Zimmerman leads off for Washington, and he takes ball one outside. Zimmerman having a marvelous year. 301 average, 31 homers, 95 knocked in. And he hits that one a million miles an hour back where it came from for the second Nationals hit.
That came right back into his wheelhouse. Fortunately, it was just a single. That ball, a two-seamer tailing back. It was supposed to start away and come back to the outside corner. I thought Freddie was going to try to trip him for a second, stuck his foot out.
And here's Anthony Rendon. 23 homers, 91 knocked in. Those are career high numbers for the Nationals third baseman. Is also hitting over 300.
Yeah, not a bad year, is it?
No. On April 30th, Rendon had a game for the ages. He went 6 for 6 and hit 3 homers. It hasn't stopped hitting since. A lot of pitchers which he would start sitting since, but he's been unbelievably great again. Last year, the comeback player of the year winner after a 2015 season filled with injuries. This guy's another legitimate MVP candidate wearing the Washington uniform. And he just took a strike.
I remember early in the year, he was hitting right around 200, even below 200. And I said to you, well, the next time we see him, he'll probably be back up where he normally is. And that's pretty much what happened right there at the end of April when he got hot.
One, two. And over the screen, out of play. Leo very economical in the first inning. Now Kendricks caught stealing helped that cause. He's ahead of Rendon here with Zimmerman at first base. And the pitch. He is bounced foul toward the tarp and in first row seats.
Good pitcher's pitch, and he spoiled it. 94 on that fastball from Julio. He's feeling good tonight.
He ought to be feeling good. He's pitching great.
And an extra day's rest, too.
Rendon popped up. Freddie Freeman will help out Kurt Suzuki and make the play. There's the first down of the inning. And now Adam Lind is coming up. He's normally a first baseman, but playing left field tonight. Which leads us to the big question I guess you'd have to have about the Nationals right now. They have two very prominent players that are not playing right now. Jason Worth has missed a lot of this season with leg problems. It's a shoulder that's causing him issues now. And the other corner outfielder for Washington, of course, is Bryce Harper, who's been out with his bone bruise in the knee and still awaiting word on when he's going to return. And they're running out of games. They've got 3 weeks left.
I was congratulating Dusty Baker before the game on their division title and told him pretty much some things that you had said, that this may be Dusty's finest hour to kind of work around all these injuries. And he said, it's not me, it's these guys that have all stepped in and kind of taken turns. He deflected it to guys like Adam Lynn, a veteran who has stepped in. When Turner got hurt, Wilmer Defoe stepped in and played great at shortstop. When Taylor was hurt, out of the lineup, Goodwin came in and he just wore the Braves out. Then he got hurt. Taylor came back hot. So it's been kind of a rotating group that has filled in marvelously. Meanwhile, their core, their main guys, you know, say Zimmerman, Rendon, Murphy, and Wieters, and for the most part, Bryce Harper too, they've been intact. So they've kind of carried the load while these other guys have filled in.
Have you ever seen a division-winning team use 13 outfielders in one season?
I don't know if I've ever seen anybody use 13 outfielders.
And that's exactly what Dusty Baker's squad has done this year. And that's a called third strike. Adam Lind is caught looking. Second strikeout for Julio Teheran. 2 outs in the inning. Another prominent name went down very early for Washington. That was Adam Eaton. They got him from the White Sox in that big deal. And when Eaton got hurt, this is the guy that came in and really settled down center field. He's quickly become a fan favorite. Why not?
He'd kind of fallen out of favor. He'd been a top prospect, didn't play well. He'd have real bad spurts where he couldn't get the ball out of the infield, struck out a lot. He has really come around.
He's red hot right now. Last 4 games, 9 for 15, 3 homers, 9 RBIs, and 5 runs scored. And batting 7th tonight. And in the dirt from Julio, 2 balls, no strikes.
Davey Lopes, their first base coach, told me, he said, you know, and he's been in the game forever. Davey said, you've always heard this term, the guy outran the baseball. He said, I didn't really buy into that very much until the other night. And I saw Michael Taylor run a ball down. He actually kind of shifted gears where he had to go faster to run a ball down that was slicing away from him. He said he literally outran the baseball. And he said he went to Taylor and he told him, he says, anybody say anything to you about that catch? And he said, no. And he says, well, I'm going to. He said, I've been in the game for, you know, gosh, 50 years. He said, that's the first time I've ever seen anybody do what somebody talked about one time.
And when you think of the guys that Davey Lopes played with and played against,
right?
What a compliment. 2 balls and a strike. That's chopped off the plate, and it is foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I hope Davey qualified that by saying, well, with the exception of my old teammate Joe Simpson.
Well, he might have. He wasn't going to tell me that.
But in this ballpark, he's the perfect center fielder in this place. There's a big center field pasture here with the outfield fences joining at a point right behind second base, 408 feet or so from home plate. One nothing Atlanta. Washington batting in the second. And now the 2-2 pitch. Hammered down the left field line and into the seats.
You were talking about Worth and Harper, though. We might see Worth tomorrow night. They said he might be back as early as tomorrow from his sore shoulder. Harper, they don't know. And he's doing all the work he's supposed to be doing, but not really out in plain view of everyone where they can kind of judge it. Nice play by Kurt.
That saved a base. Well, number one, you hope it was merely a bone bruise for Harper and not anything else. Number two, The game needs Bryce Harper back.
Sure.
For the postseason.
Sure.
And the Washington Nationals certainly need Bryce Harper back for the postseason. They have a little less than 3 weeks left to see if he's going to be available to play. 3-2 count, runner goes, bouncing ball, and that's foul.
I believe Camargo was out 25 games, correct?
That's yes.
And I think today marks the 25th game that Harper has missed. I'm sure they're looking at Camargo's injury, which was similar, and thinking maybe Bryce can't be too far away. We'll see.
Good battle here with Tehran versus Taylor. The pitch is a base hit to left. So Taylor, with 10 hits in his last 5 games, continues to sizzle. Zimmerman at second, and Matt Wieters, the Washington catcher, will back for the first time this evening.
As advertised, a good at bat by Taylor. Didn't miss that fastball. That was thrown pretty much down the middle, intended to be a strike, but he happened to find a hole with it. Matt Wieters, on the other hand, has not been one of the hotter hitters. He's 1 for his last 12, hitting only .233 for the year.
He does have 50 RBIs on the season, and he takes that one down in for ball 1. Nationals #1 in runs in the National League. They have a whopping 157 positive run differential. They're 5th in home runs with 196.
3rd in all of baseball in team batting average too. They hit for a high average.
And when you factor their high-powered offense with Scherzer, Gonzalez, and Strasburg, the top 3, you can see why Dusty Baker is very excited to get his team into postseason play.
And Bryce Harper was hitting .326 at the time he got hurt, and he had scored 92 runs in 106 games.
One ball, no strikes. So yeah, he was on pace for 125, 130 run season or thereabouts, I would guess.
Yeah. That trip by Suzuki might have been a reminder that I know the base open right now is 3rd base, but there's a guy behind this hitter who is 6 for 60 on the year. That's Gio Gonzalez. Probably encouraging him not to give in to Wieters.
That one called a strike. It's 3-1. Swing and a high fly ball to right. Markakis took a peek at the scoreboard and knows he's got plenty of room, and Wieters on a 3-1 pitch flies out to right, and that ends the Washington 2nd inning threat. Top of the order coming up for Atlanta, looking to extend a 1-0 lead over the Nationals in Game 1 of the series. Gio Gonzalez has 6 strikeouts. 1 turn through the rotation. He's given up 3 hits and a run, and that's the difference in the game. 1-0. Atlanta has the lead. And Ender Inciarte will get things started for Atlanta. He struck out swinging to start the game.
I don't think any of the players were presented that option when they came to the dugout to start the game. Okay, fellas, here's your option. Strike out or get a hit. But through 2 innings, it still holds.
For them, there's no option. I'm going to get a hit, of course.
Well, then I better swing.
Right? This guy's good. And it's I'm sure, perplexing to him why the Braves seem to have Gio Gonzalez's number, at least lately. Last 5 games, 0-2 with an 8-point ERA against the Braves head-to-head.
9 strikeouts is his season high. He's done that twice. He's struck out 8 several more times.
And he's promptly gone 3-0 to Ender. And a 4-pitch walk starts the 3rd.
All right, that broke the stream. Now his last 5 against the Braves, 0-2 with an 8.03 ERA. We showed that to you earlier. Of those 5 games, the Nationals have only been able to win 1 of them, come back and win 1 of them. They're 1-4 over those 5 starts against Atlanta.
Up the middle, another hit for Albies, who's 2 for 2. Ball dropped by Taylor. Ender's going to try for 3rd. High throw, backed up by Gio, and Albies moves up 90 feet as well.
Well, there's taking advantage of just a bobble by Taylor in center. So he's been playing so well, and yet Atlanta jumped on this opportunity. A quick pitch there, a slide step, but Albies was ready for it, and just that slight bobble, Ender takes off. And give credit to Gio Gonzalez. He was backing up on a play that you wouldn't think you'd need to be over there.
So the Braves have him in the soup again. 2 on, nobody out. Freeman struck out his first time. And that sweeps off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Lane said that was a little low. Gio didn't think much of that.
He's had a couple of others, especially in the first inning, that he didn't agree with Jerry on.
Three and 0. Gonzalez gave up 3 hits in 5 innings against Miami. The Braves have 4 hits in 2 innings plus tonight. All day, swing of the miss. Freddie's our Georgia lottery feature tonight. He's rolling over the last 9.
Been on base a lot. His OPS is crazy off the charts.
Swing and a fly ball center. Taylor is on the run. He's going to turn, and it's a happy birthday homer for Freddie Freeman.
Wow, was that plastered? My goodness. You just said it's like 408 to that corner out there, Chip, and he hit it halfway up that backdrop. Fastball Weeder's like, oh no.
26 homers, 68 RBIs for Freddie Freeman, whose 28th birthday's off to a splendid start. Atlanta 4, Washington nothing.
443 feet, tail of the tape.
And now Matt Kemp, the hitter, he's down 0-2. He got the Braves on the board with a first inning RBI hit that brought home Albies. Broken bat to the left side. Turner had Kemp played well, and plenty of time to make the play. There's the first non-strikeout out for Gio Gonzalez in the game.
I was talking about Freddie his first time up when you were mentioning his hand being kind of weak, and I said, yeah, and especially on the lefties if they pitch him inside. Well, they were trying to go inside. There's nothing wrong with his hand when you throw it down the middle. It's about knee high.
Braves have hit 14 home runs in this ballpark this year. They had hit 7 home runs here in the previous 2 years.
Can't believe it.
So again, Atlanta has played night and day better baseball against the Nationals in their home park. And that's off the plate. One ball, excuse me, off the corner. Late call by Jerry Lane. My apologies. 0-2 the count. Gio Gonzalez, at least early, it's the wrong team at the wrong time. The Braves have been a nemesis for him. They've ambushed him for 4 runs. And another broken bat. Again to Turner. And again the throw in time to get Markakis. 2 outs. Gonzalez wanted a new baseball and has one as he faces down Kurt Suzuki, who led off the second with a strikeout. 4-0 Braves lead. RBIs by Kemp and 3 by Freddie Freeman. Fly ball toward left. Lind on the run near the line, still chugging. He got there in the corner and made a nice running catch. A walk, a single, and then a 3-run homer by Freddie Freeman that traveled 443 feet to straightaway center. After 2.5, Atlanta off to a great start tonight, leading 4-0. MLB.tv every night on every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live. Plus, get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Joe Kelsey and Chip with you from Washington. Great start for Atlanta. 4-0. Braves have the lead. And Julio has a chance to get the leadoff man. Here it's Gio Gonzalez getting it started for the Nats. As Joe said, Gio is 6 for 60 at the plate. 25 strikeouts.
That worked okay. Last inning, they got Wieters to fly out.
And Gonzalez is retired swinging. 3 strikeouts for Julio. Good start to his 3rd inning.
Well, it's a pretty moon over there toward the Capitol, isn't it?
Now, is that a corn moon? A harvest moon?
It's colorful.
Yes, it is.
Hanging from yet another crane. I'm not sure, but it just seems like those cranes are moving in, getting closer.
That is maybe the most amazing thing about this ballpark is all the construction around this part of Washington, D.C. The Naval Yards area was, well, a mess years and years ago until Nats Park came in. All the new apartment buildings, shops, restaurants, bars, and the like. New soccer stadium for D.C. United is being built almost directly behind home plate here. This whole district, if you will, much improved as Trey Turner has another hit against the Braves. That one under the glove of Dansby Swanson, whose diving try went unrewarded. And that's the 4th Nationals single in tonight's game.
This guy's really quick inside. Watching him take batting practice today, and it's amazing how he was able to hit balls even in batting practice and keep them there that were in off the plate.
And he can run like the wind. 39 stolen bases, 3rd best in the National League. He's got a big lead, and he just got picked off. 26 pickoffs for Julio Teheran. Told you about that excellent move. And Turner's erased at first.
I loved what he did. I love what Julio waited. He paused, and in other words, by waiting that long, and then a great throw too, but he kind of created maybe a little tension in his legs by waiting, so his reactions weren't as good. Sometimes Julio comes set and then turns immediately and fires over there. You don't even have time for the guy to get his maximum lead.
And now bouncing ball to short. Dansby got the friendly hop. That gets Howie Kendrick. And Washington's retired quickly in the 3rd inning. 4-0 Atlanta the lead.
in DC. Now, when you come out to SunTrust Park, you see the Home Depot tool race. But here at Nationals Park is the famous President's Race. So I'm here with Abe Lincoln and George Washington. They're stretching it out. Guys, you got to stretch it out. Getting ready for their big race here in the 4th inning. Now, this has been going on since 2006 here at Nationals Park. But so far this year, these two are tied for 2nd place. So you guys, you got to go get some business to do. You have 2 more guys to catch up to. And Chip and Joe, who are you taking tonight? I know you guys love this race.
Okay, we got George, we got Abe, we've got Thomas, Jefferson, and Teddy Roosevelt, right? Those are the usual suspects.
Yeah, I think it's down to 4, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they had Bill Taft, but
Bill's in rehab. He went to the fat farm.
They should have kept him running.
Yeah, good point.
You know? Line drive by Camargo, and Taylor can't get it. Camargo's around first on his way to second. And that was kind of an odd route and certainly an odd result. Did that ball find another gear when it got to Taylor in center?
Well, this is not the defense that we had been led to believe, the way Michael Taylor's been playing, where nothing was dropping. Yes, this was slicing a little inside out swing by Camargo, but another barrel shot of a left-handed pitcher for him. And maybe a sharp angle taken by Michael there to try to get to it. I don't think Johan is running 100% yet, or else he might have tried to turn that into 3. But he is sure swinging it well.
Dansby Swanson struck out his first time up. He'll try to get Camargo over or in. I'm going to have to ask Johan too, does it hurt him to slide? He's been going into second base on these doubles, standing up a lot. You mentioned the base running gaff he had in Atlanta. He didn't slide. I don't know if that's still an issue for him to bang the leg on the ground as he comes back from the bone bruise.
Well, it's funny, Chip. Some guys can only slide on one leg. They can only tuck one leg. They get used to sliding on one leg, and maybe he can't tuck the other. I know I could only tuck my right leg. If I'd have tried to tuck my left and slide with my right foot out, I'd have broken 19 bones for some reason.
So I'm going to have to ask Johan that after the game tonight. But there's nothing wrong with his bat. 8 hits in his last 16 at bats now, 20 doubles. And Dansby with a 1-1 count. And rolled past Ronnie Washington. We're told the presidents Taft, Hoover, and Coolidge, we've seen them run here before. They've been sent to retirement in Florida. They only run during spring training.
Oh, I see.
And the new Nationals.
I forgot about Hoover.
And Teddy was winless until the Nationals finally won their first division a couple of years ago.
So now everybody pulls for Teddy.
Yeah. We just look so happy when he's running.
Yeah, I'm going to pull for him again.
Teddy? All right,
yeah, I know he's not going to win, but I'm going to root for him.
1 ball, 2 strikes. For Dansby Swanson, and in the dirt.
Still be nice to hit the ball to the right side here and get that runner over. These young guys didn't see and learn anything from Brandon Phillips. They learned that no matter what the count, he was willing to give himself up and kept trying to hit the ball to the right side.
This one's pulled to the left side. Turner's got it. Long throw, and Dansby can't move the runner up. So Camargo's at second. Tehran will hit with 1 man out. Julio took strike 3. That ended the Braves' second. Speaking of Brandon Phillips, he and the Angels are in action later tonight. They host Houston.
Big series.
The Angels are a game behind Minnesota for the 2nd wild card. Texas, believe it or not, still 2 back. What a crazy race that is. Kansas City's 3 back. Baltimore and Seattle are 3.5 back. Even Tampa Bay at 3 games under 500, only 4 games out of the final wild card. But all those teams are running out of time. It's bounced off the plate. And it's 0-2. And the big story, the Cleveland Indians. Wow. Going for their 20th consecutive win. The last team to win 20, the Oakland A's, which were featured in the Moneyball movie. Cleveland's playing Detroit tonight, and they're winning 1-0 and threatening in the third. Foul back.
Good cut.
In the National League, the Dodgers take on the San Francisco Giants if they can wipe the sleep from their eyes. That game finished last night in San Francisco at 2:10 Pacific time. And the Giants beat the Dodgers. Julio takes strike 3. LA's lost 11 consecutive games. And that's why Washington's so excited. They're 3.5 behind the Dodgers.
They've got Kershaw going tonight, and as we talked about the Dodgers recently, when they had Kershaw come back and then get back in the rotation, well, you just knew he would put an end to any short-term losing streak. Well, then he got beat. So now you got to go a whole nother turn before you get back to him, and nobody else was able to pick up a win. He goes tonight.
And LA runs into Johnny Cueto, who's pitching for San Francisco. Line drive, fair down the left field line for Inciarte. That's going to score. Camargo, Ender's got a double, and his shoes flashing as he stands at second base with a 2-out hit. Give him his 55th RBI, and Atlanta gets a big 2-out pick-me-up to take a 5-0 lead.
Already the Braves' 4th extra base hit. 2 doubles by Camargo, a double by Ender, and of course the 3-run homer by Freddie. Boy, was that served nicely right down the alley in tennis. Well done.
186 hits for Inciarte, who's on pace for 211 of them. Braves all-time single season record is 219 by Ralph Garr in 1971. Who knows? Ender's got a shot at that too. Ozzy's 2 for 2. He scored a couple of runs. And popped out of play. It's quickly 0-2. Big lead by Ender, and the pitch is poked into right field, and that's playable for Howie Kendrick. He's got it, and that retires the side. A pair of doubles plates another Atlanta run. It's 5-0 Braves after 3.5. In form as they make the turn down the home stretch here at Nationals Park. A thrilling race. Teddy and Abe rubbing his racing, but look, George Washington with a finishing kick picks up his 23rd win, and we didn't think of something very important. It's George Washington University night tonight at Nats Park, and so the fix was in. There's no way that anybody but the father of our country was going to win the president's race tonight.
Okay, I thought it was a cherry tree thing. All right.
Well, now we know. We can vote for Teddy tomorrow. A little shocked, though, that if they won the division, they didn't let Teddy pick up his first win this year.
Typically, Abe is about the fastest guy down there.
Yeah.
He got a little squeezed. He got caught up in traffic.
They couldn't call off the jam.
Yeah.
And it was George Washington's turn tonight. Well, Julio, no matter which president is racing, is dealing tonight. He's pitching a great game. A 4-hit shutout through 3. He's picked off a runner. He scattered 4 singles. Murphy popped out against him his first time and takes the ball too high. Murphy was the perfect fit for this Washington offense. A left-handed bat and Mr. Launch Angle. And he takes outside. 3 balls and a strike. Great playoff series with the Mets, and cashed in a great contract for Washington. 33 strikes on 46 pitches for Julio tonight. He got through the 3rd on just 6 pitches, but he walks Murphy to start the inning. His first free pass of the night. And if Julio's going to walk somebody, chances are it's going to be a left-handed hitter.
That's true. He's a bit more homers off of him, and they have walked more by a considerable margin.
So that's 49 of his 63 walks have come to left-hand hitters. Now he's got Ryan Zimmerman up there. If Julio can get the ball on the ground, you might be able to get 2. Mr. Zimmerman has hit to 15 double plays. That ties him with Murphy for the team high. Wieters 14. Bryce Harper's hit to 12. Down and in, ball 1.
With that high leg kick on Zimmerman, what you can hope for if you're a pitcher is to throw his timing off, where he picks it up, puts it down real fast, and the ball hadn't gotten there. It's a changeup. It's a breaking ball, where then you've forced him out over his front foot a little bit, and he's reaching for it. Maybe you diffuse some of his power, but that's not always easy to do. Sometimes he may not, early in the count especially, be looking for anything but something off speed. Which he may have been doing right there, and took that 94 fastball down the inner 3rd.
Zimmerman, one of 4 Nationals with 20 or more homers and 80 or more RBIs. That's right, they've got 4 of them.
No other team has that many.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Zimmerman also likes the ball away from him. He likes to drive the ball to right center, not a whole lot unlike Freddie Freeman, who likes to drive it to left center.
The 2-1 pitch. Got the call. It's 2-2. Really admire Ryan Zimmerman as a player and a person. He's a great guy in the community here, and has always been such a great, classy player wearing the Washington uniform. He's had some big hits against the Braves. Not this time, though, as this one's popped up. Dansby says he's got it, and he does for the first out. The fact that Zimmerman's able to do what he's doing offensively after all the horrible shoulder problems he has had, he's really made himself into a good first baseman, and he's always been able to hit.
They are a very good team. As much as Braves fans hate seeing the Nationals celebrate, party for the second year in a row and for the fourth time since 2012, they are a good team. And shoring up their bullpen was a huge bonus for this ball club, and one that might take them right to the Fall Classic.
That's in for a strike to Rendon. I won't ask you till the series is over, because now we've seen every team, but we haven't seen Washington this way with their bullpen.
And not lately.
Correct. Yeah. So I'd love to get your thoughts before we get out of town about the division leaders and the two wild card hopefuls in the league, and how they would potentially match up.
Well, one more thing on this best record standings. The Dodgers come in here right after the Braves for a series. That will be a big decider right there.
Swinging bunt by Rendon. It's just foul. Suzuki got there just a moment late. And Rendon heads back to the plate with a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Nice quick chat there between Jerry Lane and Julio, perhaps regarding ball 4 to Murphy. Kurt Suzuki went out right away and talked to Julio after ball 4. Kind of settled him a little bit, came back. Kurt had a talk with Jerry, who's very mild-mannered in my opinion. Will let you talk to him.
Rendon taking his sweet time to get back in the box. And now Julio's ready with his 1-2 pitch. The 2-2, who is pulled foul at third.
In some ways, I know he's right-handed and all that. He doesn't play the outfield, but he's kind of their version of Nick Markakis. Professional hitter. Going to get his hits. You just try to limit them, you know, and with people in scoring position. And you say, well, yeah, but Rendon's got 23 homers. Well, you know what? Early in his career, Nick Markakis had a stretch of 16 homers, 23, 20, 18. Then in the teens again for like 4 straight years. Earlier in his career, that's what Nick Markakis did.
Swing and a miss. Julio's got a crackling fastball tonight. That one at 94 miles an hour, and in a great spot to get Rendon for his 4th of the night.
Target away. Pitch rode up and in. Some late life on that.
So 2 are out for Adam Lind. This guy was a nice acquisition for Washington. Against the real tough right-handers, he can give Zimmerman a day off. He can play the outfield as he is tonight. But think postseason play, most closers are right-handed. What a weapon Lind could be with a long ball in the 7th, 8th, or 9th innings as a pinch hitter.
Good breaking ball there from Julio to start him.
And Lind has excelled in a pinch. 14 hits, 3 of them homers this year. So keep that in mind as Washington moves on. All Braves offensively tonight, 5-0. Julio Teheran pitching a beauty. The pitch just missed outside, even count. And Lind reaching for that one, and a flip to Camargo covering the bag. Lind hit it right into the shift, and Julio pitches around a leadoff walk. He's dealing. He's up 5-0, and the birthday boy's coming up next. We go to the 5th inning. 5-0. Atlanta has the lead. Freddie Freeman will lead off. Freddie with his 26th home run. With nobody out his last time up. His 4th 3-run homer of the year. He's hit 6 2-run shots, 16 solo shots this year. And now 4 homers and 13 RBIs against Washington. Gio's ahead of him 0-2 and got the corner call, and Freeman didn't think much of that. So 3 pitches and Freeman's retired, 1 away in the Atlanta 5th.
That was similar to the pitch Gio didn't get earlier in the night where he was mad. Crossfire. Looked like Wieters had to bring that back a little bit to try and frame it.
Diving stop, Turner. Great play. Long throw, and they got him by a step. You ought to smile. That was a big league play at shortstop by Trey Turner to rob Matt Kemp.
Good pick over there by Zimmerman at first base too. Trey Turner so fast, so quick, great range. Was already playing him to pull a little bit. And got a little help on the other end.
So 2 outs for Nick Markakis. And Gio Gonzalez gets ahead with a strike. And that's right there, 0-2. All of a sudden, Gio Gonzalez looking like a different guy. 3-pitch sequence got Freeman. Kemp out early in the count. Now it's 0-2 to Markakis. And the sweeper missed away, 1-2. To second, And Murphy's Johnny on the spot. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Lower part of the order coming up. Atlanta 5, Washington nothing.
I saw Carrie Fisher.
I actually met Ken Griffey Jr.
Miguel Batista.
Cristiano Ronaldo, and it was actually this year.
Joe Carter, because he's from Oklahoma, and I used to use, yeah, Joe Carter.
Kenny Chesney, my rookie year.
Craig Biggio was my first brush with fame.
Edgar Renteria. That was the first one when I was 7 years old.
It's kind of the way I felt about Edgar Renteria when I met him the first time. What a player.
What a nice guy, too. Kind of neat to see current major league players starstruck when they meet guys that they saw and watched on TV or in person when they were younger players. Ken Griffey Jr. is the name that stuck out in that group as well. The kid who grew into one of the great all-time players with the Seattle Mariners, White Sox, and Cincinnati Reds. Michael Taylor leads off for Washington. Julio continues his dazzling night. He's been strike one, strike two with everybody.
He's continuing his dazzling last 3 weeks.
Yeah,
really. He's had some extra days rest mixed in there, and it's really made a difference for him, I think.
Taylor has one of the 4 Nationals hits tonight. And he laid off 1 and 2.
Good try. That was just a little bit too high.
Cleveland still leads the Tigers 1-0 as they try for their 20th consecutive win. Another amazing note on the Indians. Besides winning 19 games in a row. First the 2-2 pitch, which is caught on and missed.
Wow.
5 strikeouts for Tehran. Great start to the 5th inning, 1 away. Right now they're swinging at the invisible ball against him.
Dandy slider here. Perfectly placed. See how Julio bounced right there? That was like a read of where the pitch was going and watching the bat. And if he had made contact, if there was almost like if he's going to hit this, he's going to hit a slow roller, roll over the top of it, and he's already getting himself in a position to go get it.
Sharply hit into the shift. And Dansby's got that, and the throw to first gets Wieters for the 2nd out.
Sorry, you're going to tell me something about the Indians.
During their 19-game winning streak, they have outscored their opponents by 100 runs. That's one amazing stat. They've allowed 32 runs. They have hit 38 homers. They've hit 38 homers and allowed 32 runs.
Golly.
Just on the homers alone, they've outscored their opponents. Amazing. As this is Andrew Stevenson coming on to pinch hit for Gio Gonzalez. Stevenson was Washington's top pick in the 2015 first-year draft. He was a second rounder, taken 58th overall. Baseball America says he's their 5th rated prospect.
Short night for Gio, especially when you think about the way he's been pitching.
Runs on 7 hits allowed by Gio, and now Stevenson, pride of LSU, taps back to the mound, and Julio makes short work of him and the Nationals in the 5th. He is in line to even his record at 11-11. He's up 5-0 on the road. Braves have played well against the Washington Nationals this year, especially in this ballpark. And tonight, Julio Teheran was up to the challenge, continuing his great work on the road and his excellent work against the National League Eastern champions. Freddie Freeman with a 3-run homer broke the game open. And after 5 innings, it's 5-0 Atlanta. Gio Gonzalez is done. A new hurler out there for Washington to start the 6th.
And that's A.J. Cole. He's been starting. This is his 8th game, but 6 of them have been as a starter. You see the numbers. Low 90s fastball, 4-pitch guy. You would expect him to be as a starter, but when they got Edwin Jackson, they called him up out of the minor leagues and kind of supplanted Cole, and Edwin Jackson's done a real good job for him. Speaking of guys who have kind of plugged some holes.
Edwin Jackson's 5-5 in 10 starts with a 3.88 ERA. In fact, their starters a 2.60 ERA over the last 32 games. So this is a real speed bump for Dusty Baker's staff, with Gio Gonzalez getting roughed up after 5 innings. Kurt Suzuki, Johan Camargo, and Dansby Swanson coming up for Atlanta against A.J. Cole, originally a 4th-round pick by the Nationals, who traded him to Houston for Gio Gonzalez. And that's bounced foul. It's 0-2. Washington got Cole back in March of 2013. 2 years later, he made his big league debut. That's ground ball to third. Rendon has a chance, and he makes the most of it. He gets Suzuki. And that's how the 6th inning starts. Here's Camargo. Johan continues his impressive work at the plate. 2 for 2, 2 doubles, and a run scored. He's now 11 for 22 against the Nationals. Ball 1 missed inside for Johan Camargo. Ready pitch. 2-1. Now it's 2-2. Interesting line for Gio Gonzalez tonight. I think you said it best, Joe. Everybody that strikes out or gets a hit. He struck out 8, gave up 7 hits in 5 innings, and of course the 5 runs. Popped up. That's headed toward Lind in left. And Adams there to make the grab. Camargo's retired for the first time. 2 outs.
Yeah, he in that 3rd inning when he walked Inciarte leading off the inning, gave up a single and then made a mistake to Freddie. And he didn't really make that many mistakes. They were making some good, putting some good swings on him, but that was a big mistake to Freeman. That cost him 3 of the 5 runs.
Single runs in the 1st and 4th as well for the Braves. Send Dansby Swanson to the plate with an 0 for 2 night. Bang foul, strike 1 into the Braves dugout. By the way, I hope a couple of young Braves fans watching tonight are feeling better. Luke and Jude Goodwin are looking on tonight. They've been under the weather the last couple of days. Mom and Dad, Aaron and John, trying to nurse them back to health, along with their grandmother, Ronnie Snitker. So Luke and Jude, Brian's grandsons, hopefully getting better soon. Can't wait to see them back at the ballpark. Aaron, John, and Ronnie, hang in there. We're all thinking about you tonight as well. And as Dansby faces an 0-2 pitch with 2 outs. And that one's lifted over the screen and down below. It's still 0-2. Dansby lines one over third, and that's fair, and headed for that fence. It'll bang off the wall, and Swanson on his way to second with a double down the line. So Dansby continues his good work since his recall. He's 1 for 3, and that clears Julio Teheran with his 22nd double.
Yeah, another extra base hit for the Braves tonight. Slider didn't do much. Little spinner right there in the outer third of the plate, but he kept it fair. Chance to get an add-on run.
So you're right, 5 of the 8 hits, extra bases for the Braves. 4 doubles and a home run. Here's Julio. He's 0 for 2. He struck out twice. Washington will have the top of its order coming up in the home 6th. If Julio can't reach, 1, 2, 3 hitters will come up for the Braves in the 7th. And a line drive to right field. That's down for a hit. Kendrick plays it on a hop. Here comes Dansby. Throw to the plate. It is going to be late. What a slide. What a slide by Dansby Swanson. Feet first and halfway past the plate. Reached back with his left hand and touched the dish before Wieters could apply the tag. And Julio helps himself with an RBI hit. It's 6-0.
A little 2-out lightning for that add-on run. The sinker that Julio fought off. Dansby got a good jump on it. Kendrick wasn't that deep. A swipe tag effort by Wieters, and he missed and started to go back and get him, but Jerry Lane said he got a piece of the plate as he went by. So you're right, a good slide by Swanson.
So it's 6-0 Braves on 9 hits. And Ender didn't get that pitch from A.J. Cole.
That's one of those plays that has been affected drastically by the rule change at home plate. Catcher's not sure where they can set up, how they can set up. Wieters took that throw way out in front of the plate, and from a short throw from right field, they had a definite shot at Dansby. No chance to block him off. And a big guy back there that could have done just that. Cannot block a path to the plate if you don't have the baseball.
Little roller. Zimmerman will apply the tag to Inciarte, who tried to dive in ahead of the play, but he's retired, and so are the Braves. But as Joe said, 2-out lightning. Ender might have hurt his left hand on that dive. Jeff Porter's on his way out to examine Ender Inciarte, who's still on 2 knees and struggling to get the glove off. Left hand for Inciarte. We'll check on that when we come back. In the game after a headfirst slide at first base, and it's the left thumb that appears to jam the back of the bag.
Nothing good comes out of a headfirst slide, especially at first base. He skimmed across the dirt. He didn't jam his hand into the dirt, but the thumb took the brunt of the contact with the base. Hopefully he'll be all right. It's on his throwing hand.
So we'll keep an eye on that as Trey Turner leads off for Washington. Kendrick and Murphy to follow. Julio Teheran through 5 innings with a 4-hit shutout. And he's got a 6-0 lead. First pitch swing, and Dansby's got it. He'll throw on the run and get Turner. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's 7 straight, retired by Tehran now. And here's Howie Kendrick, who's 1 for 2. Kendrick, a 12-year big league veteran. He's at 285 or better in 10 of his 12 major league seasons. He's hitting a whole lot better than that this year. Six homers and 23 RBIs since coming over from the Phillies. And 1 and 2 your count.
Julio's pace tonight has been right down his alley. Working quickly, getting the sign quickly from Kurt, and dealing.
Right off the thumbs of Kendrick. What a pitch. Perfect result. Easy out. 8 up, 8 down. And 2 away.
Isn't it interesting that Julio got on this good run beginning at Coors Field? That's where it started. He had one hiccup in there against the Cincinnati Reds, but then he came back and beat Colorado again at SunTrust Park, where he had not pitched well. But ever since that start out at Coors Field, he's had it working. He's been the old Julio.
And I love the story you've told a couple of times about your interaction with him after that game in Denver.
Yeah, I introduced myself to him again, and he goes, "Yeah, where have I been?"
He's been aggressive. He's been good. And of course, 6 runs on your side of the score makes any pitcher feel better. A 1-ball, 1-strike pitch to Murphy is lined into right field. That's down for a hit. So Murphy was the last Washington base runner. He reached on a walk. That's the first Nationals hit since the 3rd inning when Trey Turner singled and was then picked off.
I'm interested to see where this pitch was. Curveball, outside corner. Not a bad pitch at all, like a backdoor breaking ball. And he still roped it.
That's how you hit 321.
Or 340 something like he hit last year.
So here's Ryan Zimmerman. He singled and popped out. Ground ball deep short. Off Dansby's glove. He can't make the play. And around second, heading to third is Murphy. And Washington's got runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Dansby's mad for not coming up with that off the little finger of his glove. He thought he had it.
Now Julio has to face Rendon with 2 on and 2 out. Rendon with a little chat with Jerry Lane, with whom he didn't see eye to eye last time up before striking out. What a pitch.
Still throwing hard, too. Pitch counts very manageable. 83.
To center, and Ender is there, and he's got it. And Tehran is out of the 6th inning. Washington strands their 4th and 5th runner of the night. Atlanta leads by 6 after 6. Braves baseball is brought to you by your local Ford dealers, Georgia Lottery, and USAA. USAA honors those who have served and all of our service members at home and abroad. Welcome back to Nationals Park. All Atlanta tonight. 6-0 is your score.
Looking at these shirts, Harper, 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 Jones. There's the shot. Look at all the Harpers. There was one number 10 in there.
Ozzie Albies leads off the Atlanta 7th. 2 singles, 2 runs. He's also stolen a base. Ozzie now with a 10-game hitting streak. Fun to watch. That caught an inside corner. Two balls, 1 strike. Swing and a drive. That's hammered deep right field. That ball is gone. A long homer for Ozzie Albies. Kid, have yourself a night. 3 hits, 3 runs, and now an RBI. And the Braves are putting a whooping on Washington tonight, 7-0.
It's his first homer left-handed, isn't it? Fastball. Boy, great balance on that. Ooh, that was nice. And yes, his first homer left-handed.
He ought to be smiling. He's had a great night tonight. So the Braves have hit a couple of homers. Boy, what a job the 1, 2, 3 men have done on the lineup tonight. Inciarte, Albies, and Freeman have scored 5 of the 7 runs. They have 5 of the 10 hits. And now Freddie unloads deep left. Lind going back. That ball's carrying. That ball is high off the wall. It ricochets back toward the infield, and Freeman has another extra base hit. And the Braves are pummeling A.J. Cole here over the last 2 innings.
He had pitched against the Braves earlier this year. Fastball, middle of the plate again. He's fortunate it stayed in the ballpark.
Did you see Wieder's reaction at the point of contact? Almost a look of.
Well, that's what he did on the homer too. Yeah.
That sickening look that a catcher has. Like, oh no.
2 innings, 4 earned runs against Cole in the past. The only other time he's pitched against the Braves.
Well, his job is to suck up some innings and rest the Nationals bullpen tonight. This game looks to be out of hand for the Braves so far in the 7th. Nobody up in their bullpen. So this is A.J. Cole's game to figure some things out. As that one missed up and away, ball 2. Foul past Eddie Perez, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Broken bat pop, shallow right center. And Howie Kendrick with a diving catch makes the play to take away a hit from Kemp.
Nice play. Kendrick's a second baseman by trade, but he's been forced to kind of play the outfield the last couple of years wherever he was, including LA with the Dodgers, then with the Phillies, and now here. Playing right field, of course, because Harper's not in the lineup, and makes a nice catch.
That retires Matt Kemp. Here's Nick Markakis, who's 0 for 3 tonight. Seven runs on 11 hits for the Braves tonight. No runs, 6 hits for Washington. 5 of the runs scored for the Braves off of Gio Gonzalez. 3 of the runs scored by that man, Ozzie Albies, tonight, who, along with Freddie Freeman, has homered. A shot toward short. Turner to a knee. And there's the second out. Kurt Suzuki's coming up. Let's see if he can get in on the hitting fun. He's 0 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, he and Markakis, the only guys without a hit in the lineup. But it's a little known fact that when you have a good night offensively, somebody's got to take an offer.
One of the unwritten rules, right? Yep. 1 on, 2 outs, and taken low. Cardinals are winning again tonight, 5-1 over Cincinnati.
They've won 8 out of 10.
They're looking at the scoreboard. They see the Mets and Cubs scoreless in the 3rd inning in Chicago. Milwaukee's winning 5-2 at home over Pittsburgh. What a race in the National League Central.
I haven't heard any more about what's coming up Friday. They haven't made a decision, have they, on where the Marlins and Brewers will play?
No, they've made contingency plans to play
Yeah.
in Milwaukee if there's a problem with Marlins Park. I read a story in the Miami Herald yesterday that said there was no flooding and no major damage to Marlins Park. There were a few minor structural issues that had to do with wind that will be addressed in the offseason, but as far as I know now, no decision's been made as to whether those games will be played in Miami yet.
And it's not just the stadium, it's all the surrounding area and whether or not
Correct.
there's access.
Correct. 1-1 pitch. Line drive into left center field. Nobody's getting that. That's going to one-hop the fence and bounce into the Braves bullpen. Kurt Suzuki joins the extra base hit parade, and the Braves are pouring it on. It is 8-0.
42 RBIs for Kurt. Down the middle, hammered. And Nick Markakis, been around a long time. He's sitting over there going, oh, great. I'm the guy.
Well, he might, at this pace, he might get one more chance.
Oh, at least one. Break the rules.
Margot's got a couple of doubles, and he's scored a run. Braves have pounded out 12 hits tonight. One thing you know about Nick, while he'd love to go 4 for 4 every night, if he goes 0 for 4 and the Braves win, he'll be relatively happy with that.
Oh, sure. And he'll get 3 tomorrow as a payback.
That'd be great. Against Max Scherzer, take that right now. As Luis Gohara will make his second big league appearance. That's the middle game of the series. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cleveland still leads the Tigers 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. That's Corey Kluber pitching tonight for the Indians. They're trying to win their 20th game in a row. Minnesota winning 7-0 at home over San Diego. The Twins very much alive in the wild card. Fly ball, well hit right. Kendrick is back though, and he's got it a step shy of the track. Ozzie Albies with a long home run, his first left-handed as a big leaguer. No doubt about it. Leadoff homer. We head to the stretch. All Braves tonight in Game 1. They're beating the East champs, Washington big. You mentioned the Yankees trying to close down or close in on Boston. But it's 1-1 Yankees versus Tampa Bay. That game being played at Citi Field, where they drew 15,000 plus last night. The Rays playing outside of Tampa because of the threat of Hurricane Irma. And they're another club that has to figure out if they're going to be able to go home and play once that series in New York wraps up. Here's Adam Lynn to start the home seventh. Lynn, Taylor, and Wieters against Julio Teheran, who has been a strike throwing machine.
I want to go back a couple of series with these two teams. And a lot of the games have been played here. Remember, the Braves played the Nationals twice at SunTrust Park before they ever came here this year. So this is beginning June 12th, first game played here. Braves won that game 11-10. The next night, the Nationals won 10-5. The next game, Braves won 13-3. Next trip in was a 4-game series. Braves won that one 5-2. The next night, the Nationals won 5-4 in 10 innings. So 2 good ball games. Then with Teheran pitching, the Braves beat Strasburg 13-0. The next night, the Nationals won 10-5. This has been beating up on each other the last 7 games.
Wow, how about that swing, and how about that result for Lynn? He's chugging towards second, and he'll slide in safely. So Lind spoils the shift, and he doubles to lead off the home seventh.
Target away. Again, not even a strike. That wasn't even close to a strike.
And again, you love watching the catcher's reactions. They tell you everything you need to know emotionally about the result of a major league at bat. So here's Taylor. He's singled and struck out.
And has had a tough night in the field.
He and Odubel Herrera might have something to talk about. Remember, Michael Taylor got an inside the park grand slam when Herrera misplayed a ball in center. Taylor had a misplay and an error in center field tonight. And faces a 1-1 count. Lynn with a double, the first extra base hit for Washington in the game. Suzuki held it there, didn't get the call. Ball 2.
Fastball in, fastball away. Struck him out on a perfect slider last time up. Maybe trying to set that up again if he can get a strike here.
Under his hands, good pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's had really good late life on his fastball tonight. Both arm side and glove side. 4-seamer, 2-seamer, slider. Not that many curves or changeups tonight, but hasn't needed them.
Now the 2-2 pitch. He's fouled away. Breaking ball back to the mound. Julio's got it, and a perfect throw gets Taylor.
And there was the slider.
That'll bring up Matt Wieters, the Nationals catcher.
We've talked about Julio a lot. Great location on the slider. Of all the things that he does to help himself. An example of it right here. He's very capable of winning a Gold Glove himself. He's so good, very athletic around the mound, and an RBI hit tonight too, and probably the best bunter on the team.
Also picked off a runner.
Yeah.
So far, with all due respect to the Braves offense, which we have been used to seeing, tonight it's Julio's night. One out in the 7th. 8th place and 9th place hitters scheduled for Washington. With that in mind, Victor Robles has grabbed a bat, the #1 prospect in the national system. He's on deck. And Wieters takes a 4-pitch walk. So Brian Snitker and the Braves will get their first look at Victor Robles. Just turned 20 in May.
Yeah, rave reviews on this guy.
He signed with the Nationals back in 2013 and went to the Dominican Summer League. And slowly made his way through their system, finishing last year in high A ball. So he takes the place of A.J. Cole, who gave up 3 runs in 2 innings. 5 hits for Cole in that stretch. No walks or strikeouts. A home run to Albies. 8-0 Atlanta. Robles digs in with a 1-0 count. And he bangs one toward third. Second base one. Albies with a turn, a double play. Big pitch after big pitch made by Julio Teheran. And how about Camargo getting rid of that ball quickly? Robles can fly, but he's doubled up on the around the horn twin killing. 8-0 Atlanta the lead after 7. Let's send it back to our Atlanta studios and Andre Aldrich. What a job by Julio Teheran. 7 innings of 7-hit shutout ball. And what a double play start by Johan Camargo at third base. Really impressive work. And now Washington, trailing big, has a bunch of changes. Wilmer Defoe checks into play right field for Howie Kendrick. The new catcher is Severino. And Austin Adams now the pitcher for the Nationals, the 3rd hurler to work tonight. So Pedro Severino made his big league debut a couple of years ago. Has been up and down with Washington 5 times. This is Austin Adams.
Only his 3rd game since he was called up. 4 walks, no strikeouts. So he's been a little nervous, shall we say, in his major league debuts. Good fastball, big arm, upper 90s with a slider.
Big arm is right. 6-2 at Syracuse, a 2.14 ERA. But here's the eye-popping number: 91 strikeouts in 59 innings.
Goodness.
The changes for Washington appear to be straight up. So Defoe will hit 2nd, Severino will hit 8th, and Adams is in the 9 spot. And Dansby didn't get that pitch at 94. Dansby 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. No balls, 2 strikes. And off the catcher's glove. Adonis Garcia grabs a bat. Looks like he'll come on and hit for Julio after 7 innings. Fly ball toward right. Defoe on the run. And he makes the catch for out number 1. This week we've got more ACC Saturdays on South presented by Ford. The Duke Blue Devils are on a collision course with the Baylor Bears in a matchup between the ACC and the Big 12. The action kicks off Saturday at 12:30 Eastern on Fox Sports South and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. What a night for Julio Teheran. 7 shutout innings against Washington. He scattered 7 hits.
He's as good as you ever want to be against this good lineup, which was real close to their everyday lineup with the exception of Bryce Harper, of course.
5 strikeouts and a walk for Teheran, who's in line. Excuse me, 2 walks for Julio, beg your pardon, for his 11th win. Pretty amazing that Julio's got a chance to be 11-11 after losing, what, 9 straight games at home? So he's on a good roll. As that's taken for a strike. 1 and 2 for Adonis.
Adams appears to be one of those guys that needs to check out the radar gun after every pitch. They'll let you know at this level.
Check swing and fouled away. Luke Jackson will be first out of the pen tonight.
Adams came from the Angels in that deal that sent Danny Espinosa to LA. He later was released.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Good battle here with Adonis Garcia. The Mets have scored in Chicago. They lead the Cubs now 1-0 in the 4th. Cardinals are winning. Brewers are winning. The Cubs are losing tonight. Their lead in the Central, 2 games over the Cardinals. And they have, I think, 7 games left with St. Louis. Three balls, 2 strikes for Adonis with 1 out and a roller foul. Miami leads the Phillies 7-2 in the 7th. Giancarlo Stanton has not hit a home run tonight. Rhys Hoskins, though, has hit his 15th for the Phillies. The pitch. And Garcia's going to see a 10th pitch.
Marlins really limped out of Atlanta. I mean, with all that they have on their plate with Storm and being displaced and all that, to get walked off 3 times in 4 days.
Yeah, that was rough for them. And a swing and a miss. Severino came flying out of the catcher's box. I think he might have thought that was the 3rd out.
Well, there's certainly enough pitches to be a 3rd out.
Yeah, he's smiling about it. Somebody caught him. Yep. That'll be a fine in Kangaroo Court. 2 outs.
Well, Mike Wallace is never going to let him up.
Here's Ender. He's doubled. He's scored. He's picked up an RBI. Let's see if there's any issue with his left thumb. You might recall when Ender tried to dive in under the tag of Ryan Zimmerman at first base. He appeared to jam his left thumb in the first base bag. He has obviously stayed in the game. Fly ball center, and that is going to be down and past Taylor, and that's going to roll forever. Lind backs up the play, but Ender has a 2-out double. Another Atlanta extra base hit.
I think that's 9. He has 2 of them.
It is 9 of 13. Atlanta hits for extra bases.
Cutter in, sliced it out there. Everything's just been slightly out of the reach of Michael Taylor tonight. Braves offense, no complaints from anybody on the Braves offense since the middle of August.
And it's continued tonight.
And yet they're 11 and 13.
Popped up. Lind in left. Turner says he's got it. He'll make the running catch. And that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the order up for Washington.
the bottom of the 8th inning, and the 2018 schedule was released today, and there are some things to note thanks to the new collective bargaining agreement. So the seasons are going to extend to 187 days instead of 183. That's to give the guys some more off days, some more time to rest. And they also addressed getaway game day rules. So the Braves will open up their season with a 6-game homestand beginning March 29th versus the Phillies. They'll face teams from the AL East for interleague play, and they'll be on the road at Fenway and Yankee Stadium next season. So 2018 tickets do go on sale Friday, but March 29th is the earliest opening day in Major League history. And Chip and Joe, just the first time since 1968, all 30 teams will open on the same day.
I love that, Kelsey. I think that's great.
Luke Jackson's on to pitch for the Braves with Trey Turner leading off. Yeah, that first series against the Phillies is interesting. In years past, every team has usually played opening day, and then they have a day off, and then
a weather day.
2 more games for weather. Exactly. Not so on the Braves schedule tentatively. Next year, the Braves are going to play Thursday, Friday, and Saturday against the Phillies. They will be off on Easter Sunday. I can't remember a time where a Major League team has been off on a Sunday.
Ever.
But apparently there are several teams that are doing that, including the Braves, who will get to spend Easter Sunday at home. And then the Nationals will come in the following Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The first road trip for Atlanta is going to be a doozy. Tell you about that after the 1-2 pitch from Jackson. It's fouled away. The last time the Braves played the Colorado Rockies in Denver in April, we had a snow out and then played the 2 coldest games in Major League history at Coors Field. We go to Denver, then fly all the way cross country to play the Nationals, and then head to Wrigley Field.
That is a doozy. Think the wind will be blowing in at Wrigley?
Pretty good chance. That's going to rival the old Iditarod road trip that we had a couple of years ago.
Sure will.
That's going to be rough duty.
Well, the beginning of the season, road trips can't be any worse than they were this season when the Braves had 4 straight 3-city trips to start.
So as you saw in that graphic, tickets will go on sale Friday for the 2018 season, which promises to be one filled with a great deal of excitement, especially after what should be a most interesting 2018 spring training. A lot of youngsters that will get a long look in big league camp.
This was not a trip Kurt Suzuki wanted to make. He was very reluctant to go out there, not quite understanding why Mr. Jackson wasn't getting the signs. Luke called him out, and Kurt, on a very slow walk, did so.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Turner tonight 1 for 3. Atlanta leads 8-0 in the 8th. The pitch down the way.
Jackson got a good fastball tonight. Back-to-back 96.
Pitch number 9 for Turner. It's banged towards second. Ozzy's got it. Quick release and got his man by 2 steps. Good start to the inning, 1 out.
I remember Jackson had to spend a little time on the disabled list, but was in a couple of games on the homestand. One against Texas, a good inning. One against Miami, where he gave up a hit and a walk, but no runs. That was on the 8th, 4 days ago.
So here's Wilmer Defoe. Every team, when they have A successful season has a number of unsung heroes. Defoe might be one of them, as Joe mentioned. With all the injuries they suffered to Trey Turner, for example, this guy stepped in and did a heck of a job for them. He's played everywhere. Most of his action at shortstop, where he's played 55 games, 20 games at second, 4 at third, 2 in left, 2 in right, 1 in center. And all he's done since the 1st of July is hit .327 and scored 33 runs in 58 games.
Tell you what, he's solid too. 5'11", 200. And I'm going to guess he's a little heavier than that, and I don't mean overweight.
One ball, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. Jackson gets Defoe. And it's 2 up, 2 down for Daniel Murphy. Crowd tonight, 22,769. The Braves have kept them quiet with 4 runs in the first 3 innings, 5 in the first 4 innings. Single run in the 6th, 2 more in the 7th to lead 8-0. Bouncing ball hit to second. Albies has it, and Luke Jackson works a 1-2-3-8. We go to the 9th inning. It was a great inning. Atlanta looking good in game 1.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet and the most Wi-Fi coverage throughout your home. And by Delta Airlines.
At the 9th inning, it's time for our unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Joe, a chance to take a look at another very exciting young Braves hitting prospect.
You may not know about this guy. Christian Pache is the way you pronounce his name. He got the Mr. Hustle Award for the 17 Rome Braves. He's an outfielder who can fly. 32 stolen bases, hit .281. Hit safely in 18 of his last 20 games. And all we heard from scouts from other organizations all summer long was, have you seen this kid at Rome? 5-tool guy is what they kept saying. Now, I don't know if he's got power or not, but they kept talking, raving about him. Said, don't forget about Pache when you're talking about any of the other top-notch position prospects.
There are your changes for Washington. Adrian Sanchez into play second. Enny Romero on for his 48th outing. And Freddie Freeman bangs the first pitch into left field for a 3-hit night on his birthday. Very Chipper Jones-like, wouldn't you say?
Uh-huh. I don't know why I laugh. I guess because it doesn't matter who the hitter is. I'm happy for Freddie, of course, especially on his birthday. But anytime a guy comes in feeling pretty frisky, a reliever in his first pitch, and it just gets banged right back past him, it's like a wake-up call. Like the alarm clock went off. Oh yeah, there's hitters up there. I forgot.
14 Atlanta hits. Another note tonight. Braves are trying to hand the Nationals their 3rd home shutout of the season. The Braves have one of the previous 2. Wouldn't that be something? Atlanta a chance to shut the Nationals out twice in their home park. They're up 8-0 tonight. And that one off the catcher's mask. Severino's all right. It's 1-1.
Well, let's just say the Braves were due here.
Yeah, you go 1-19 in 2 years.
Yeah.
At some point, those odds are going to shift back. And they have this year. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that's a little low for Matt Kemp.
Really interesting pitching matchup tomorrow. With one of the best pitchers in the game, Max Scherzer, going for the Nats, and Luis Gohara making his 2nd big league start.
Live fastball by Romero. 2-2. That's going to be an interesting and important start for the Nationals. For Max Scherzer, not that he has to prove anything statistically. He's got to prove he's healthy. He's had his share of issues here over the last month for Dusty Baker. He's had some neck problems. Got a batted ball off his leg the other day that caused him some problems and had to leave. So I'm sure they are going to pay very close attention to every Max Scherzer move here tomorrow night.
Yeah, they'll have him under the microscope tomorrow.
Broken bat pop. Long run. Zimmerman. Foul ground. Oh, what a catch. Unbelievable grab by Zimmerman and foul ground to rob Matt Kemp of another swing.
That was a beauty. Former 3rd baseman. Made a few of those going the other way.
Not sure if the Redskins need a wide receiver, but he had the fade route covered on that pop up.
Yeah, he did.
Gorgeous play. So here's Nick Markakis, the lone Brave to start and without a hit. Let's see if he can change that.
Come on, Nick, break the rules.
Nice stop. A ball and a strike.
Severino's a big guy, kind of like Wilson Ramos. He's now with Tampa Bay.
Check swing roller hit toward first. Zimmerman will take it to the bag. And there's the 2nd out. Another thing I think that will be interesting to see as the Nationals go into postseason play, and something we haven't seen the Braves do much of, challenge the arm of Zimmerman, make him try to throw the baseball. That at this point in his career is not his strength. He has maybe the most unorthodox throwing motion of any infielder in Major League Baseball out of necessity because of all the shoulder problems he's endured.
They've made a lot of errors at first base this year. He and Lind. Ryan's made 12, Lind 5. I don't know how many of those might be throwing errors, but 17 errors at first base is a lot.
A strike to Kurt Suzuki, who doubled home a run his last time up. Braves will have some hitting streaks going into play tomorrow. Albies a 10-gamer. Freeman 4 games. Suzuki 4 games. And that will be put to the test with Max Scherzer at 7:05 Eastern Time. Braves live a half hour earlier as Luis Gohara gets the ball for the Braves. Mike Foltynewicz and Tanner Roark wrap up the series Thursday. Then we're right back home on Friday night. And he is bringing it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the 1-2 pitch is up and in to the Braves catcher. 2-2.
Romero's had his share of tough luck against the Braves this year too. 5 games, 5 1/3 innings, 4 runs allowed. 0-1. He was part of that bullpen a palooza that they had working down there.
Well, that's one way to describe it. Yeah, sure Dusty had a few different descriptions. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Kurt Suzuki. 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. Here it is. And he swung and missed. And that's the inning. That ball was really darting and biting. And Kurt Suzuki strikes out for the 2nd time.
He didn't like that yell from Romero on the strikeout. 8-0, you know.
Braves Baseball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Let's go places. And SunTrust.
All Atlanta tonight. 8 runs on 14 hits. And it's last call for Washington.
Last out of the top of the 9th inning. Kurt Suzuki swing and a miss, and a reaction from Romero. Kurt heard him yelling, took exception to it. To Romero's credit, he didn't look back at Kurt. I would say if Romero had been that much into his game early in the season, they wouldn't have had to go out and get a bunch of relievers.
Lane Adams checks in for Atlanta. He'll play left field the rest of the way. Ryan Zimmerman takes a strike from Luke Jackson. Zimmerman is 2 for 3, a couple of singles tonight. 16 pitches, 13 strikes for Luke Jackson.
You're going to look at Tehran's line tomorrow. 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and it's not going to even come close to describing how well he pitched tonight.
He was in complete command. He got a runner thrown out on a stolen base attempt in the first. He picked off Trey Turner in the third. He had first and second, 2 outs in the second, got out of that. He had first and third, 2 outs in the sixth, got out of that. Leadoff double in the seventh, got a double play to end that inning, his last. And now Jackson tries to finish it off. And he's gone full to Ryan Zimmerman.
Pretty tough pitch to lay off.
And so, Joe, your 4 keys for Julio Tehran. This is kind of like a playoff game for him and for the Braves, trying to make things tougher on Washington to catch the Dodgers. Popped up. Right at Albies at second base. And he's all by his lonesome and backpedals for out number 1. The second key for Julio, rolling on the road. He certainly has done that. He's about to win his 8th game away from his home mound tonight.
Yeah, 8-2, and he'll drop his ERA under 3.
And a 4-game winning streak overall for Julio. Here's Rendon 0 for 3. Washington has 7 hits, 6 of them singles. The Braves have 14 hits, 9 extras.
Been a fun night.
And down low, 1 ball, no strikes. Miami tried to hang on in Philadelphia. 7-5 now, Marlins lead. That game's in the 8th inning. Milwaukee 5-2 over Pittsburgh in the 7th. The Cubs just got 3 runs and lead the Mets 4-1 in the 5th. Cardinals up, I believe that's 6-4 over the Reds also in the 5th inning in St. Louis. The pitch. He is fouled away by Rendon. 2-1 the count. I believe Cleveland has 1 tonight. They beat the Tigers apparently 2-0. That's 20 in a row for the Indians.
What a deal.
Corey Kluber was the starter. Francisco Lindor hit his 30th home run. What a player he is. And Kluber, we understand, went the distance and scattered 5 hits.
Again. As Nick Green said, for Nick, he's his Cy Young Award winner. Can't argue that.
And Gretchen tells me that Kluber has his 5th complete game this year. A little perspective after the pitch. Line drive into right field. That's down for a hit with 1 out. Corey Kluber has 5 complete games this year. The Braves have 4 complete games in the last 3 seasons.
A completely different era in that department. That's why he stands out so strongly. Guys who actually finish what they start.
So here's Lind. He's 1 for 3, a double last time up. The lone extra base hit for Washington. Get a ground ball, you can end the game. He doesn't run quickly, and he just took a strike. Big shootout in Arizona tonight. Colorado and the Diamondbacks just underway in Phoenix. Fly ball left. Lane Adams drifting back at the track, makes the catch. And Lind hit it hard, but he's the second out. And Michael Taylor, the final hope.
That was a big game out in Arizona last night. Tie game late, and Nolan Arenado hit a 3-run homer. And the Rockies held on for a 1-run win.
They've won 7 of 8 all of a sudden. Remember, the Rockies had that real rough 3-week stretch
when they went home.
Yeah,
when they left Atlanta.
Kind of odd. Looks like, though, they've righted the ship. They're 3.5 games in front of the Cardinals with the second wild card. So no swing for Michael Taylor, who's 1 for 3 in the game. Braves need an out to earn the shutout. And if they get it, it will be their 6th shutout of the year and their 4th on the road. One of them, as we mentioned, came here in Washington, a 13-0 Braves win. Tonight it's 8-zip. Two balls, one strike. Here it is. Perfect pitch over the corner. And now Taylor and the Nationals down to their last strike.
He's had a couple of good breaking balls tonight. That was a slider. He's had a hard curve too. Kind of a knuckle curve.
The 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball left side. Dansby's got it. Throws on the run. Long throw. Freeman off the bag. Fires to third. High. And everybody's safe. Taylor hit it into a perfect spot for an infield hit. Rendon, knowing there were 2 long throws that had to be made, took a risk, but he gets to third with 2 out.
Gives you some idea of the kind of player Rendon is. 8-0, and he's still playing hard. Tough play for Dansby. Couldn't get a lot on the throw.
So here's Severino, again the final hope for Washington. His 19th at bat. He's got a couple of RBIs and 7 strikeouts in those 18 ABs.
Kurt's still shaking his head. I mean, he's about to just yell to him what the signs are. He's got his fingernails painted. He's trying to put his hand out there in the light so that Luke can see it better. I don't know if there's something wrong with Luke's vision or not, but I don't know what else Kurt can do. Puts his hand down low. That makes it a little easier to see also. His fingers are out there virtually right in between his knees where everybody can see him.
Three balls and a strike. One more of those and we'll head home happy.
Nothing wrong with his velocity.
He wants to swing the bat. Ground ball hit toward short. Dansby charges. Catcher running. Throw to first in time. And the Braves have beaten Washington tonight by a final score of 8-0. The Braves go to 5-3 in Washington this year. 2 of those 5 victories are shutouts. Atlanta with a big extra base hit night tonight. Julio Teheran the win, and Atlanta's offense was dazzling against Gio Gonzalez. Joe.
Yeah, all around good play all night long. It was fun to watch, but especially to see Julio come in here and continue to pitch his winning ways against the National League East champs.
Julio's won 4 in a row. The Braves get the road trip off to a good start. 8-0 the final score. Plenty of good things to talk about on Braves Live. That's coming up next.